Hey guys, okay, wow. I'm sorry you haven't seen me sooner. I'm also sorry this started recording in such a weird spot. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about the tech difficulties I've been having because no one cares. What everyone cares about is that I'm finally making a video. I'm also gonna make one on, Wednesday when I'm supposed to, but, yeah. Here I am, back again. You can maybe see my answers to Kristen Fall's questions in the previous video. But first I'm going to catch you guys up on what's been going on with me. And I hope that I'll hear a lot about your weeks too. So I was sick for a long time. And then right when I was getting sick, I got iron sick, which kind of kept the germs around longer, you know? And not only that, but I got my period, so that sucked. And I had weighed myself before I got sick. And I was down like 7 pounds. And I weighed myself like on Saturday? Friday morning. And I had gained back 4 pounds, which is sort of devastating. But at least I didn't gain back 7 pounds. So I'm trying not to be too hard on myself, but also I need to be a little hard on myself because I mean, I was sick for a while. That's a good excuse. Also, my period. Like, what can you do? But after all that, once I was feeling better, I kind of went a little crazy this weekend. It was my friend Janelle's birthday. So on Thursday night when I got off work, we went to go see a movie at the Alamo, which I don't know if I've talked about the Alamo, Kristen Stiles. I'm sorry. Kristen Stiles. It's a movie theater where it's like a normal theater and you buy tickets. But there's like tables you sit at, like movie theater chairs with tables in between them. And servers come and bring you stuff, like food that you order or drinks. Like they have like bar service and like full meal service. It's super cool. They also have like events there. You can do like quote-alongs and sing-alongs to movies and midnight premieres and Q&As with directors and stuff. It's awesome. But we went to see a movie at the Alamo for her birthday. We saw Kingsman, which was pretty good. But since it was her birthday, I don't drink really because of a lot of like bipolar-y stuff, but mostly it's just not. A lot of reasons why it's not great. But I had a margarita, and we also shared a bunch of appetizer foods. So we shared popcorn, pizza, fried pickles, and loaded fries. And I didn't eat like all of that myself, but like I picked at it, you know, and it's like that's probably worse because I don't know how much I ate. So yeah. And then my husband was feeling better, so we just hung out all weekend and we didn't want to like go do anything, especially because it was really okay, well, for Texas it was icy and Texans cannot drive in winter weather. So we stayed inside to stay out of the madness. But we hadn't bought groceries, so we had like food delivered a couple times, which I know I'm so terrible. And then on Sunday morning, like to cap off the weekend, my friends got together to have brunch with Janelle. And at this cool like restaurant diner place here called Kirby Lane Cafe. But again, I had a mimosa and we split chips and queso and sweet potato fries with queso. And I had migas, which are like eggs and veggies with cooked, like scrambled with cheese and corn tortillas. Or corn tortilla chips, I think is what this one is. But yeah, none of this is good for you. None of this is healthy. Very little greens in my food. So not only did I feel like crap today, but something about, I don't know, I was having too much fun. I didn't get I've been working really hard to get on a good sleep schedule because getting up at 6:30 is not my thing, ever, has never been. So, I messed that up this weekend too. And so I'm exhausted today. And, yeah, so I'm gonna try and get back on track. So I'm sort of beating myself up over the weight gain, but also not because, like, yeah, I was sick for a while and period, like I said. But also, like, I don't know, it was my friend's birthday. I hadn't seen my friends in weeks because I was sick for so long, and I don't know, not every weekend's like that. I was really lucky to be able to have such a fun weekend with my friends. It's really hard for us to all get together because we all have crazy different schedules, so I'm just happy it all worked out. And so going forward, I want to be more responsible. But just as far as progress goes, it's disappointing to see that, go away. So I'm going to try and I'm working hard to get back to where I was, basically. Kristen Falls had some questions in a previous video, and I have my answers up there, but let me tell you. She asked about stretching, and I used to do a lot more stretching. So back in like my heyday when I had lost like 30 something pounds, I was doing like sun salutations, yoga in the morning, and then yoga in the afternoon of like a challenging learning new yoga poses. And I really like doing yoga because I am not inherently a flexible person, but I've always liked the meditative idea of yoga where it's like movements where you focus on your body and like a pose and then moving. It reminds me of when you were doing like forms in Taekwondo, basically, except for these are more like about stretching your body and like feeling yourself stretch. Anyway, that's when I always felt best about myself. I was every day I was doing a mile at least, which is was a big deal for me at the time. Still would be if I could get back to doing that. I kind of want to get back to that goal. I was walking a mile, running or walking a mile every day and doing yoga every day, because the two balance really well together. So I was like working on my endurance when I was doing my mile, and then I was stretching myself and building strength with yoga. And I do this not special, but there's this online class I do by this yoga teacher who does yoga for bigger bodies, because it's intimidating to do yoga when you're not like thin, because everyone else is thin, and you get this idea that like you can only do certain things if you look or have a certain body, and that's definitely not true. So I love this yoga teacher. She's very thorough in explaining adaptive movements, or like if you can't do this, and you get the same stretch, and then you can move to doing that eventually. Makes me feel a lot better. Also make sure I get a good session in without like floundering around for 20 minutes trying to figure out what I'm doing in comparison to these other people. So yeah, I really like doing that. That's my stretching. But now that when I worked from home, I can get up whenever the heck I wanted and like walk around and take a break. But now that I work in an office, like I still walk around quite a bit, filing and writing stuff to people, but it's not a very big office. There's only 3 of us. I don't really move that much. So I have had more tension, I guess, in my back and shoulders just because of how often I'm sitting like this. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'd be open to suggestions from Kristen Falls about stretching in the office. Any good stretches for like shoulder back pain would be great. Kristen Falls also had a question about fitness trackers, and I've actually had both the Fitbit and the Jawbone, and as far as like use, I would definitely recommend the Fitbit. I got the Jawbone first because at the time Fitbit, I just didn't see a lot of difference between the two, like as far as what I'd be getting out of them. And I was using my FitnessPal, and they both were compatible with my FitnessPal, so I was like, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. But in a lot of ways, Fitbit is superior. First of all, the interface on Fitbit.com, I like it so much more. I already had, I had the scale from Fitbit that I had I never really looked though online because it tells you your weight and your body fat every time you set it up, like every time you do it, so you don't really need to check. So I didn't really look, and it would upload to my FitnessPal anyway. But now that I have the Fitbit tracker, the interface is so nice, and it really helps you visualize everything really well. It's fun to play around in. The app is great. I just didn't feel that way about the Jawbone software and stuff. It was just not as good, nice. Wearing it also felt a lot worse. Like it was hard to sleep on. I sleep like this, and it was really rigid, and it just did not perform well as far as that went. And it broke, actually. in my first couple weeks of having it, and I tried to return it because I had bought it online, and they wouldn't, like, they were real tools about getting a replacement out to me. It took them like over a week to be like, okay, fine, we'll give you a replacement. And I actually, so I've had the Fitbit, I got it at Christmas, and I've been wearing it literally every day since, and it broke on February 13th. And I didn't realize it until like a couple of days ago, because I hadn't been doing so well. I was, I got sick. So, but I could still see, like, it was, I don't have it on anymore. The little lights light up across the top, tell you your progress. It vibrates if you have alarms to let you know, okay, your alarm's going off, all these things. And it was still doing all those things. So I just assumed it was syncing with my computer, but it never did. And so I noticed, like, after a while, I'm like, oh, there's no new information for weeks, what the heck? So I talked to customer service, and in like 20 minutes, or like less, of emails back and forth, not like instant message, not phone, they figured out it's a syncing problem. It was happening with my phone and my computer, so it was obviously the tracker, and they sent me on a new one, and I already have it. I emailed them last week on like Thursday, so I got it in the mail today. So I'm gonna set it up, and I mean, just all the way around. And I didn't even buy this one. I got it as a gift, so I didn't have a receipt or anything, which I did have with Jawbone, and they still wouldn't do it. And Fitbit just was like, oh, well, we don't like to do this usually, but we see we do have an active account and there's a tracker sync to it, so we'll just send you a replacement, and you don't need the receipt, because I didn't have it because I got it as a gift. So yeah, Fitbit all the way. And there's different tiers, for what you need. So yeah, look at the ones on Fitbit. I definitely recommend those. I don't really have anything else to say, probably. I'm excited to hear about Kristen Stiles and her personal trainer food. Okay, I think it's back. If I record for too long, like over 10 minutes, I think, this thing automatically cuts me off, which is super annoying, but whatever. Obviously, I need to shut up and just finish this. I'm gonna try and tack on that house tour that I did. Maybe I'll upload it separately, or like maybe on Wednesday, but I need to show it to you guys. I said I would, and I did it, and I just never uploaded it because I'm so dumb. But you'll see it eventually, I promise. It exists, a thing that exists in this world. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just happy to be feeling well again. Plus I had a really great weekend, so I'm even though I'm exhausted today, like, I am feeling emotionally happy. Oh, that reminds me, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that Kristen Stiles, you've been having a bit of a depression patch. I know how rough those can be, especially when you're working towards stuff and you want to make progress, and you know that doing these things will make you feel good, but there's that barrier of like being depressed. It makes you not want to do anything. So I totally can relate, but at the same time, I'm sure I can't even understand what it's like impacting your life right now. But I hope things get better. I hope this helps a little eensy bit. Also, super cool to hear about how 3 years ago, like a week ago or whatever, you said it was 3 years ago you had gone to Kyiv. That's awesome. That's such a cool milestone. Like, I'm sure looking back, it's hard to, I feel the distance, I guess. You think about things that were only 3 years ago and it feels so immediate. But yeah, that's super awesome, and I'm glad you shared that with us, even if you couldn't share with a lot of other people. It makes me feel kind of special, and I'm really, really proud of the things you've done. I don't want that to sound like corny or weird or anything, but I'm proud of you. Oh, I don't know if I talked about this already, but you guys were having like this grocery discussion. I thought about it because of Kristen Stiles doing her personal trainer food. Yeah, you guys make me feel so bad about myself, because Aaron and I have a monthly budget planned out on an Excel spreadsheet, and telling you this is probably going to tell you too much about our income, but You guys, we have a budget for like all grocery items. Like if I'm buying specialty fish for sushi, if I'm buying normal groceries, if I'm buying like laundry detergent. We have a general monthly budget of $500 a month. You guys, we always spend all of it. You guys make me feel so bad. How do you only spend $100 and something on food? What do you eat? What am I eating that costs me $500 a month? The thing is, like, I plan my food, I make a shopping list, I don't go crazy. I feel like this weird existential crisis about this now. Anyway, this isn't interesting. I love you both, and I'm sorry for posting on such a weird day. I will also post on my day because I'm gonna try, like I said, the theme of my week, getting back on track. So I will see you guys in a couple days. I love you.